Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something.
Recommended it.
It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out, sir.
Mr. President, why has the dollar?
This is my video update on this Saturday afternoon, July the 26th. Coming to you from Tbilisi, Georgia. Let's talk about some news. And we are going to start things off with Pokrovsk. What is going on in Pokrovsk? We are seeing a very... Where am I? I have no idea where I am, but let's see where I end up when the video is over. We are seeing a very rapid collapse in Pokrovsk. The latest confirmed reports are that the Ukraine military is retreating from the suburbs and they are making their way into the inner city of Pokrovsk. Oh, hey, little buddy. Our first Tbilisi cat. I don't know how to get out. And I'm stuck underground. So let's see, how do we get out of here? How do we get to the other side? Maybe we can't get to the other side. I don't know. Yeah, let's go back up. I think I miscalculated. I thought this was going to take me to the other side, but it does not take me to the other side. Guess it takes me down that way. I want to get down that way. All right. Let's talk about some news. Let's talk about Pokrovsk. Back to the beginning. Yeah, they're retreating from the suburbs, making their way into the city to make a last stand in the city. It's going to be a tough battle, but it's falling quickly, man. Pokrovsk is really falling quickly. Much faster than I think anyone had anticipated. I think I have a post from AMK Mapping. Ukrainian forces have begun their withdrawal from parts of Pokrovsk, pulling out of the southern suburbs and nearby villages towards the city center. Yeah, they're gonna make a last stand inside the city, in the city center. Man, when Pokrovsk falls, which it will fall, to Russia, the collective West, and NATO, they're gonna freak out, man. There's gonna be a lot of panic when Pokrovsk eventually falls, and it might fall a lot faster than many people believe. So let's talk about Zelensky. And we are getting some breaking news. Is everyone sitting down for this? Because this is some big time breaking news coming out of Ukraine, courtesy of Bloomberg. You're not going to believe this when I tell you what Bloomberg is reporting. I was shocked when I read the title from Bloomberg. The reports are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I hope you're ready. The reports are from Bloomberg. Wait for it. Wait for it. The reports are that Zelensky wants money. I know. I can't believe it. Are you as shocked as I am? Yeah, those are the reports. Zelensky wants money to pay for his soldiers' salaries. Bloomberg. Zelensky plans to ask Europe for help to pay Ukraine's soldiers. Previously, Europeans refused to provide funding for the salaries of our military personnel, only for weapons. Our service members themselves can be the weapon that protects everyone. Yeah, he wants money to pay for the salaries of the soldiers. From what I understand, he wants to incentivize Ukrainians, young men, to join the military. So he would like to bump up the pay as well to soldiers in order to incentivize them joining the military. So he wants Europe to take care of that. And Georgia's like Greece. Tbilisi's like Athens. You could just cross. You don't have to wait for the light. I like that. I already feel at home. So, yeah, he's also asking for, from what I understand, he is asking for 64 billion for the budget of 2026 to plug up some holes. Schmeichel is asking for, the new defense minister, my precious Schmeichel, is asking for 120 billion in military spending. Man, we're already at close to 200 billion just for 1 year. That's the ask coming from Ukraine. So Zelensky also announced yesterday that he's got some revenue ideas. You see, it's not all about asking for money. He's got some revenue plans as well. His plan is that he's going to sell drones to the United States of America. That's right. That's the plan. Actually, he said he talked to Trump. This is what Zelensky is saying. He talked to Trump, and they've already got a deal in the works to sell 10 to $30 billion worth of drones, Ukrainian drones, to the United States, because according to Zelensky, the United States needs drones. And he's going to sell Ukrainian drones to the United States. Oh, what kind of grift is going on here? Just so we understand what's happening. The U.S. gives Ukraine drones, and Zelensky wants to sell those drones to the United States. The drones that the U.S. gave him, he wants to sell them back to the U.S. at a time of war, at a time when he needs all the drones that he can get, right? He wants to sell these drones back to the United States and collect 10 to 30 billion. Okay. Podolyak, I have a good idea to make money. What's that, Mr. President? You know all these drones that America give us? Yeah, Mr. President? Oh, wow. What I found. I have idea. I give these drones, I sell these drones. These drones that America give us, I sell these drones to United States. These give us 100% profit. Good idea, eh, Podolyak? Mr. President, you're brilliant. Oh, man. So the UK and Germany continue to turn on Zelensky. At least the media in the UK continues to turn on Zelensky, and now the media in Germany is turning on Zelensky. The UK is running an article, I believe this is from, I want to say the Times. They're running an article saying Zelensky wants to silence all criticism, says Ukrainsky Pravda editor. So they interview the editor of Ukrainsky Pravda, and she's saying that Zelensky is clamping down on free speech. Say it ain't so, man. Zelensky clamping down on free speech and the UK reporting about it? What kind of authoritarian dictator clamps down on free speech? Good thing that we have the UK free media, free independent media to tell us these things, right? Right, they're turning on Zelensky. Germany's also turning on Zelensky, the German media. They had an article, I think this was on, I don't know, Berliner Zeit something, or Zeit Berliner, or something like that, or Zeit Online, anyway. This publication had an article saying that Zelensky's magic has faded. Trust in Kiev erodes after anti-corruption law changes. This article says that even if Zelensky gets a new anti-corruption law in place, Nabu 2, even if he puts together a new anti-corruption law and agency to replace the one that he canceled, because he's under a lot of pressure now from the collective West and he's trying to figure out what to do. So he's putting together a new anti-corruption agency that he says is free of any Russian interference. Even if he does this, the German media, this German publication, is saying that the magic is gone. The magic has faded. The love affair with the Green Goblin is over. Trust has been shattered. Shattered, I tell you. And we are getting reports, check this out. And we are getting reports that that there are parliament members in Ukraine that will not approve a Nabu 2, a different anti-corruption agency, or an anti-corruption agency number 2. They're not going to approve it. The reason is that they're afraid that if they put together a new anti-corruption agency, an anti-corruption agency number 2, then the people that will be running anti-corruption agency number 2 are going to go after these parliament members who voted to shut down anti-corruption agency number 1. So they don't want to vote for an anti-corruption agency number 2. This is all according to the Financial Times. You cannot make this stuff up, man. You cannot make this stuff up. Oh, man. Protests continue as well in Kiev. I believe we're in our 4th or 5th day. Not only Kiev, we also have protests in other cities as well. The cardboard revolution, as they are calling it. A lot of people think that Zelensky and Yermak are toast. That's the word on the street. Not only Zelensky, but also Yermak. That's what they're saying. So that's everything with Ukraine, I believe. There are also rumors, by the way, that the Zelensky regime is going to bring up criminal charges against... Okay, let's walk down that way. Against Klitschko and Chocolate King Poroshenko, his main opponents, his main rivals. We are getting rumors that Zelensky's going to look to jail them. Kind of like Trump going after the Trump White House, going after Obama. Zelensky's going after Poroshenko and Klitschko. Nuland, Victoria Nuland, during the 2014 coup. Her and Pyatt were talking about Klitschko perhaps running Ukraine, and Nuland said, nah, not Klitschko. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. we'll put him in as mayor. She said, Yats is our guy. That's what she said. Yats is our guy. Klitschko, no. She said, Klitschko, no. She said, Yats is our guy. And then Pyatt and Nuland said, okay, we'll talk to Biden and we'll wrap this thing up. Then Vice President Biden. The famous phone call where Nuland said, F the EU. Remember that phone call? Yeah, she was talking about Klitschko back then. Putting him in as mayor of Kiev. Now Zelensky wants to put him in jail. So Trump is in Scotland. He made a trip to Scotland. He's got 2 golf courses, or at least 1 golf course, and I think he's close to finishing another golf course, or it's already in operation and it's just starting up. I don't know what's going on there, but he's going to be 4 or 5 days in Scotland. And Trump is from, his family roots go back to Scotland. And he's also going to meet with Vandermath and with 008. That's right. So it's going to be mostly about golf, looking at his properties, his development, his golf courses. But I believe on Sunday and Monday, he's going to be meeting with Ursula, and they're going to try to come to an agreement with the tariff negotiations. Trump said there's a 50-50 chance that he'll get a deal with the EU. He said that he wasn't thinking he was going to get a tariff deal with Japan, and he got a tariff deal with Japan. So he said, you know, if Japan was doubtful, the EU should be a little bit easier to get a tariff deal with. But he said 50-50. He'll get some sort of a tariff deal with the EU. If not, on August 1st, tariffs are at 30% for the EU. So, man, how do I get down? All right. So then he's going to meet with Stammer, and they're going to also talk about their tariff agreement as well. They have a tariff agreement, the UK and the US. So they've already come up with a tariff deal. So they're going to just talk about what comes next. Trump said they're going to celebrate as well. I think he said that. He said, we're also going to celebrate, me and Stammer, because of this great tariff and trade deal that we have with the UK. So he said that as well. Anyway, what else? Trump in Scotland. Yeah, Trump lashed out at Macron because Macron said that he's going to recognize Palestinian state. And Trump told reporters that Macron's words, opinions, statements carry no weight. That is what Trump said. Carries no weight whatsoever. So Rubio's not happy with Macron. Trump not happy with Macron. Lindsey Graham posted on X with reference to Macron. He said, the French government's decision to recognize a Palestinian state is curious and disturbing on multiple levels. I am certain this will embolden Hamas and make a ceasefire more difficult. In addition, here are some questions that come to mind. Who's in charge? What are the borders and boundaries? What is the governance structure? Does Hamas stay involved politically and militarily? Is the West Bank and Gaza part of a single state? Are they allowed to have an army? Does the education system change? Other than these few missing details, it seems like a foolproof plan. I always find it funny when Lindsey Graham talks foreign policy, talks some foreign policy wisdom from the failure that is Lindsey Graham. And he says that Macron's recognition or future, because he hasn't done it yet, his future announcement that he's going to recognize a Palestinian state. He says that it seems like a foolproof plan, right? A foolproof plan, says Lindsey Graham. One of the men who sold us Iraq WMDs and Libya and Syria and yeah, all of those great neocon plans and Project Ukraine. All of those great neocon plans, right? Lindsey Graham. Anyway, that's Lindsey Graham talking about Macron. Before Trump left for Scotland, he spoke to reporters and he talked a bit about Russia. And he said that he may fast track sanctions. He may not wait for the 50 days. He just may place the 500%, oh, the 100%, sorry. The 500% is Lindsey Graham. He may place the 100% secondary sanctions on China and India and all the countries that trade with China. Turkey trades with China. Turkey trades with Russia, sorry. Turkey trades with Russia. I'm getting distracted. The United States trades with Russia. So he's going to have to place sanctions on all of these countries that trade with Russia. Tariffs, 100% tariffs on all the countries that trade with Russia. China, India, Turkey, the United States. That's right, Trump, go ahead. Do it earlier. Do it tomorrow, man. Do it tomorrow. Why wait for 50 days? Let's get those 100% tariffs, secondary sanctions. Same thing, really. Tariff sanctions. Same thing. Let's get them going. What else did Trump say? He also said that there is going to definitely be a meeting between Putin and Zelensky, with Trump there as well, because he's the great mediator, the negotiator in all of this. The United States is the neutral negotiator in the conflict in Ukraine, and Trump's going to be there to mediate, to help the peace deal and the negotiation process move along. But he told reporters it's definitely happening. It will happen. He didn't give a time. He didn't give a date. But Putin, Zelensky, and Trump. That meeting will take place, according to U.S. President Trump. Peskov commented on this talk about a meeting between Putin and Zelensky. And Peskov said that there's going to be no such meeting until the two leaders are ready to sign the final documents of some sort of a deal. The capitulation papers, that's when they're going to sit down and meet. Who even knows if it will be Zelensky? It may not even be Zelensky, but the meeting between Russia and Ukraine will happen when there's a deal in place, when the collective West and their proxy are going to sign their surrender papers and their capitulation. That's going to be when the meeting takes place, according to Peskov. And I think Peskov is correct on that one. So Stammer is getting a lot of pressure. 008 is getting a lot of pressure to recognize the Palestinian state. A lot of MPs, parliament members in the UK, are putting pressure on Stammer. A couple hundred, actually, are putting pressure on Stammer to follow in Macron's footsteps, even though Macron has still not recognized a Palestinian state. He said he's going to do this in September. And who knows with Macron? He's a flipping and he's a flopping. So I wouldn't bet on Macron, but Stammer is now getting pressure to recognize a Palestinian state. So far, the messaging from Stammer is that, at least the messaging that I'm getting from Stammer is that he's not ready to do it. He's afraid of the United States' reaction. He's afraid of Israel's reaction. After all, the UK helped create much of the situation in Gaza, right? Right. And they definitely aided in creating the catastrophe that is unfolding in the Middle East. But Stammer's trying to buy some time. When you read his statements, listen to his speeches about this, you can tell that he is trying to buy some time. He is hoping that some kind of a deal can be worked out so he doesn't have to commit to recognizing a Palestinian state. That's what Stammer's doing. He's playing for time. Merz is the same way. Merz is also getting pressure because of Macron, and Merz is also putting out wishy-washy statements about how Germany should consider probably maybe breaking the or suggesting to pause the EU-Israel trade deal, but he doesn't want to go to the point where he actually commits to recognizing a Palestinian state. So that's Merz. He's also trying to buy some time as well. But no action to get food into Gaza, right? A lot of talk from Macron, Stammer, Merz, kind of wishy-washy talk from those guys, but you know, it's talk. The action, lifting the blockade and getting food, still not happening. Even Hillary Clinton, think about this. Hillary Clinton even posted on X that this blockade has to be lifted. And she's referencing a UN.org article with the title, "People Dying from Lack of Aid Every Day in Gaza." Hillary said, aid organizations report that thousands of children in Gaza are at risk of starvation while trucks full of food sit waiting across the border. The full flow of humanitarian assistance must be restored immediately. This is even too evil for Hillary. She even posted about lifting the blockade. Anyway, let's move on and talk about Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's do a Ghislaine Maxwell update, because from what I understand, the DOJ had a second meeting with Ghislaine. And word on the street is that her lawyers are talking pardon. That's right. We all knew it. We knew that's what's coming, but allegedly Ghislaine, she gave the DOJ all kinds of good information, and she was very cooperative. And now they're talking pardon. Now they are talking pardon. I believe this is the opera. I believe this is the opera house, if I'm not mistaken. So, in some other news, the fighting, the clash between Thailand and Cambodia continues, though Thailand is definitely coming out on top so far. They are advancing in the border area. I believe they have now taken over about 300 meters inside the border area. The military of Thailand has taken this over. Cambodia is wanting to take this to the UN to try and get some sort of a ceasefire, because they are just simply overmatched. But the conflict continues. Here's a strange story, an interesting story, maybe not a good story. Serbia is signaling possible sanctions on Russia if it can get into the European Union. I don't know how reliable this story is. I guess people in Serbia can comment down below, but I think I read an article that was interviewing the Serbian government official who is part of the EU accession process, the Serbian official in charge of the EU accession process for Serbia. And I believe he stated, I could be wrong about this, but he stated that if sanctions are placed on Russia, or that Serbia will place sanctions on Russia if they can get EU accession. That's what I want to say. I'm not thinking too well today. Anyway, yeah, so that's an interesting development. And Finally, we got some news from the Russian central bank that they will be cutting interest rates 2 points from 20 to 18%. This is a good development because it signals that at the end of the summer, September, there will be more rate cuts, and it shows that things are stabilizing in the Russian economy. It looks like inflation will stop, and the rates will start coming down. And I believe they will come down significantly by the end of the year. We did a video on this on the Duran about the Russian economy. We'll probably do a follow-up after this announcement from Nabulina. And most likely the ruble will go up a bit. Right now it's very strong. It needs to soften up. And then the Russian economy will be pumping, man. Anyway, that's an update there. And I think we can do a clown world and we can wrap this video up. And today's clown world is from the New York Post. Since we're talking economics, the New York Post is reporting that Venmo and PayPal users can now send money to the US government to help pay down the $36.7 trillion national debt. The US Treasury Department is now accepting Venmo and PayPal payments from those who want to donate money to reduce the nation's ballooning $36.7 trillion debt. Okay. You can donate to the bringing down of the US debt with your PayPal account. All right. Every little bit helps. It's 36.7 trillion and growing. Every little bit helps. As they send money to Project Ukraine and fund all types of wars, just send money to bring down the debts using PayPal and Venmo. Oh man, it is a clown world, that's for sure. All right, I think I will wrap up this video from Tbilisi, theduran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch like what I'm wearing in this video update. There is a link in the description box down below. Take care.